Well, Taylor, actually, when he asked me to do this show, he said, I'm writing a show around you, and I'm going to write it in your voice. And when I read the first script from the season 1, he was right. He actually did. So if I were a Landman, I'd probably be about like Tommy Norris. So it was really easy. It fit like a glove because Taylor specifically wrote it for me. No, I think anything you do should matter. You know, I mean, obviously we're supposed to entertain people, but at the same time you have to say something. And you're right about Taylor giving people a look at stuff they normally don't see, because you don't really get a peek behind the curtain at the oil business very often. I mean, there was a great movie that I love called Giant, and I always say that Landman is kind of giant with cursing, you know, but. I mean, you had Dallas, but, you know, Dallas is more of a soap opera, nighttime soap, you know, and it was awesome, but this gives you some real stuff about it, you know, and Taylor does a lot of research, you know, and he just believes in being real, and we're happy to give people a look at this industry, and, you know, if you like it or don't like it, it's still an interesting world to explore.
Is there a physical and mental regimen that keeps you so fit and sounding the same?
I don't know. I work in the yard, you know. Little manual neighbor never hurt anybody. And, you know, I'm moving a little slower than I have for most of my life, which I don't particularly care for. But I'm still out there.
I mean, she is my manager. She is what I want to be. I mean, she's...
So I did the Boomtown podcast 2019 into 2020. Taylor and 101 were the first people through the door to acquire the rights. And he had already had this idea about an oil show starring Billy Bob, and Boomtown just gave him a world to place that character in, and just a rich kind of tapestry to tap into for all of that. And so we spent 2 years talking about the show, developing characters, ideas, and then, you know, he went off and did his thing and wrote these incredible stories. So, and here we all are now.
Oh, Taylor created him for me. You know, he wrote the part for me. So we had a meeting. He said, you know, I'd like you to be part of the show. I will have this idea about this character that I want to write for you. We talked about it, and and I said, I'm all in. So it was like a tailored suit, I guess, you know.
They're going to use that shot in 2 seconds. A 2-second shot. In fact, they even have it already if they've been recording. I know.
When you're doing 2 shows, you're flying from Toronto down to Texas, back and forth. Like, there's a lot of rigor that goes with this profession. Tell me a little bit about how you balance it, which is different than, say, balancing 8 shows a week.
Yeah, it is different. I was also doing this second season of Your Friends and Neighbors here in New York, too. So I was actually between all 3 places at once for, yes. I think this is just a really silly thing, but I made sure to have very different hairstyles on all 3 shows. I was like, it's short. Let's do something different with it on every show, so I like sort of can just drop into knowing where I am and who I am at a given moment.
It always starts with the writing, and Taylor's vision for this character was that she is an emotional tornado, that she can go from 0 to 100 within a scene and back and forth and back and forth. And we really worked on being able to show her volatility. And, you know, Angela gives, you know, she gives so much energy into her meals the same way that she puts into her family. It's like fierce and loving. And so for me, it's like I'm working on the material beforehand so that I know that when I go on the set, I can just see wherever the scene is going to take me, because she's a bit of a spitfire.
How you doing? Oh, good. It's really sad.
Publicists, get out of the way, both you guys.